guys, Lucas here with Blues You Can Use. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today I wanted to shoot a really quick video just to give you some ideas on how you might want to go about setting up the pickup height on your single coil type guitar. So stay tuned for that because it's coming up. Okay guys, so basically I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you guys about the correct way to set up your single coil pickups on your Stratocaster, the height of the pickups. It's something I don't know if a lot of people think about, but it's really important because if you get the pickup height too high, you're going to get some weird effects going on. And so what I'm going to show you actually is what that sounds like if you happen to have the pickups set too high. So I've actually purposely set my neck pickup on my Strat too high, and I'm going to play a note and just kind of let you guys hear what that sounds like. So I'm just going to fret the 12th note on the 12th fret on the E string here. Just have a listen. So you can hear it's warbling. And the reason for that is pretty simple. Obviously, the pull pieces in the pickups are magnets and the strings are metal. So it makes sense that if you get the magnet too close to the string, it's going to affect the way the string oscillates and vibrates, and it's going to cause all kinds of goofy things. You can get buzzing going on, and it can have a really negative impact on your tone. So in the next shot here, I'm going to show you guys what I recommend in terms of how you could set this up. I'm also going to give you guys a link to Fender's website. They kind of spec a bunch of different types of guitars, and then they set a specific measurement in the height of from the pull piece to the bottom of the string. And now the first thing I want to tell you guys is that this is really just a rule of thumb. What you really need to do here is you need to use your ears, plug the guitar into a decent amp, and actually, maybe use those figures as a starting point and then play from there. Okay guys, so remember these measurements I'm going to give you guys are really just kind of a starting point. So these are Texas Antiquity pickups from Seymour Duncan. There's a peak there to give you kind of an idea of what I'm dealing with. These range from, under 6.5K to the bridge pickup being, I think, around 9-10K in that range. So the bridge pickup's definitely a little bit hotter, but the two pickups, the neck and middle pickup, are definitely more in the vintage style. The reason I bring this up is because Fender basically says, depending on the pickup style, you may want to use certain measurements as a starting point. So that's something you're going to want to consider, is the output rating of your pickups just as a starting point. If they're vintage style or Texas Specials, Noiseless Series, standard single coils, humbuckers, or lace sensors, they'll tell you what the measurement should be on the bass side from the top of the pull piece to the bottom of the string, and what the measurement should be on the treble side from the same area. So from the top of the pull piece to the bottom of the string. So essentially what you want to do is kind of figure out where your pickups fit in, and then that's just a starting point. You're going to need to fine tune that from there. You're probably going to want to try to make sure that you've got fairly consistent levels of volume from the three pickups. So once you've done this setup, you're going to want to actually play through the guitar, plugged in obviously to an amp, and go through all the pickup positions and sort of make sure that you don't have like a wild jump in volume when you make one switch to another. And I would definitely recommend that it's best to have the pickups too low than too high. You obviously heard what could happen when I had my neck pickup set too high on that particular string. It just made a horrible noise. It's a fairly extreme example, but that's kind of what you're looking at. The only tool you're going to need to do this is a Phillips screwdriver. So hey, that's nice and easy. And for me, given that these are kind of more of a vintage style pickup, I'm going to go on the bass side. I'm going to go to a 2.4 millimeter height, and so what you do is you press the last fret, and then you measure from the top of the pull piece to the bottom of the string, and then you do the same thing on the high E string, and on the treble side there, I'm going to set it at 2.4 millimeters, and I'm going to do that across all three pickups. Now what you'll notice as well is that your pickups really shouldn't be flat in the guitar. You'll notice that with these measurements, the gap on the bass side tends to be higher than the gap on the treble side, and there's a reason for that. The circumference of the string here on the wound string is obviously larger. So that's really the reason for the for making the adjustments that way. So realistically, when you're looking at the guitar, it probably shouldn't be dead flat. You can use feeler gauges, or you can get yourself a decent ruler. I'm using millimeters because I just hate math. So on that bridge pickup, because it's a bit hotter, I may need to bring the level of that pickup down to kind of match the output of the other pickups. I won't know for sure until I actually plug it in and try it. So here's roughly where I wound up with it. You can see they're pretty low, and you can also, I think, kind of tell that I have a bit of an angle between the wound and unwound strings also. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually just plug this in and just give it a playthrough, but that's kind of roughly where the setup is. Again, remember, these are just guidelines. There's no hard fast rules here, but definitely something you'll want to play with, especially if you're after a more vintage sound. You know, you can lower those pickups, and I think you might find it may make a difference for you. So that's it, guys. I'm pretty happy with the results. I've only been playing with it here for a few minutes, so I'll have to spend a bit more time with it just to find out if I'm going to fine tune anything. But as a general starting point, I think it sort of works really well. So if you guys have some comments and thoughts on how you feel like this should be done, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I really do appreciate your support very, very much. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Take care.